Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. So, Winchester is raising ammo prices. I've been seeing this email circulate around the Facebook gun groups and just all the online gun stuff. And so I'm going to put it up right now for you guys to read. I do think it's funny. Thank you for continuing to support our legendary products. Well, Winchester ammunition, a legendary product. Are you sure about that? I mean, it's fine, I guess, but I would not call Winchester White Box legendary by any means. Either way, they are increasing ammunition prices by 5 to 10% starting January 1st, 2025. And we're going to talk about what that means. So make sure you're subscribed and let's get into it. This video is brought to you by StopBox. I've been talking about StopBox an awful lot lately, but it is very convenient. You get home from working all day, pull your carry gun out of your waist, and put it in your stop box, and you can have it near you at home, but totally safe. And if you do happen to need it, put in your code, push down, use your thumb, and you've got your carry gun. Stick it back in your holster, or if you really happen to need it, well, then you've got it. So to be quite honest, this doesn't really surprise me all that much like it seems to so many other people. I mean, to be 100% honest, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen an increase in ammunition prices across the board at this point. Now, as we've talked about in the past, generally, especially in election years, we do see an increase in prices in ammunition and gun parts and guns themselves. And I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum on the channel. I mean, it's kind of a panic buying thing. It's a supply and demand thing, but it's mainly, people get afraid that the Democrats might win, and so they want to stock up, and then so demand goes up, and then there's not enough supply, and so prices go up, all that. Regular economics 101, right? Well, that doesn't seem to really be what this is. Now, to give Winchester credit, there are reasons for ammunition prices to go up right now. There are wars going on all over the world. The war in Ukraine, the war in Israel. And so they're using a lot of ammunition. And in fact, the powder that it takes to, propel your projectile out of your ammunition, well, it's the stuff that makes ammunition that becomes scarce. Now, is it really scarce? Because when I go into my local gun store, they are stocked up. I've been buying a lot of ammo lately. I mean, not really any more than any other time. I buy a lot of ammo in general because I try to keep a decent enough supply of it. And I also go shooting every weekend. One, to make these videos, but also I've been taking pistol classes lately and stuff and just trying to increase my skill set. And that requires going through a lot of ammunition. So I've been buying a lot of ammo, and ammo prices have not gone up really in quite a long time, which is really nice. And unfortunately, I do have to say that does kind of surprise me. So this thing from Winchester doesn't really surprise me. What I worry about with Winchester is this. Nobody buys Winchester White Box because of its legendary ammunition. They buy it because it's cheap. And so if they raise their prices by 10 or 20%, they're not going to be the cheapest thing on the shelf anymore, which is literally the only reason people buy that ammo, at least me personally. Now, to be honest, I don't really buy a whole lot of Winchester White Box, and it just has to do with, what my local gun store carries or what I order online. And usually if they do have Winchester White Box, there's something else that's about the same price, Blazer or PMC, and I just kind of feel like I trust those ones a little bit more. Not that I've really ever had a problem with Winchester ammunition. The only ammo I've really ever had a problem with actually was a Federal 50 grain frangible 5.56 that didn't really like to run in this gun right here. But other than that, I haven't had bad luck with Winchester ammo. But I've seen online that a lot of people have, and a lot of people seem to not really trust it as much as some other ammo. And so, in my opinion, if you have other options around the same price, why not get those? Which to me says that if Winchester raises their prices, they might kind of price themselves out of their market share. But before we get into the rest of this, let's have a quick word from our channel partner. This video is sponsored by Aura. You will never be able to afford a Staccato XC if you're getting hit with scammers all the time, and Aura takes care of that for you. In fact, they take care of all of your online security all in one place. You get a VPN, you get home title monitoring, parental controls, but the big one is you get data broker removal. Now, what does that mean? Aura goes online, you take just a couple minutes to set it all up, and then they scour the dark web, the regular internet, everything out there, and they find anywhere where your data has been leaked. And they submit opt-out requests on your behalf, which removes you from any of those lists. And what that does is it removes you from lists that are accessed by scammers and by spammers, and more than that as well. But I've been using it for about 7 months now. And you know what? I used to get calls all the time, people trying to scam me through my debit card, through my bank account, and it caused me a lot of problems at one point. I don't get those anymore, and I haven't gotten those calls in 7 months. I also don't get spam calls anymore. I don't get spam emails anymore. All of that stuff has been gone from my life, and it's really nice just to know that my information isn't out there anymore, and that I don't have to worry about getting scammed anymore, and I'm not receiving spam anymore. Those are the biggest things that Aura has done for me, which honestly has really improved my life and just kind of puts me at ease. And they can do the same for you. If you use my link down below, aura.com/sawtooth-tactical, you get 2 weeks free trial. That's 14 days to try it out and see if you like it. If you do want to stick with it, it's only $12 a month after that. And you get all of those things that I talked about earlier and more. I think that it is absolutely worth it. I appreciate them for sponsoring the channel. Now back to your regular scheduled program. I hope you guys are already stocked up on ammo so you don't need to panic buy before there are price increases like this. I just bought a couple hundred more rounds of Blazer 115 grain just yesterday. I try to it's hard for me sometimes to buy full 1,000 round cases, even though I know I should, and you do get it cheaper that way. What I generally do is I go to my local gun store and I buy a couple hundred rounds a couple times a week. And for some reason that just feels like I'm not spending so much money all at once, but I end up constantly increasing my little stockpile of ammo. And I think that that's important, to not find yourself caught with your pants down and have to panic buy before something like this price increase goes into effect. Now, I do think that the timing of their price increase is a little bit suspect. So, price increase January 1st, 2025. Okay. Why are they announcing it right before the election? I mean, are they just trying to scare people into buying as much as they can right now? And the other thing is this. The email says that the price increase actually will pertain to back orders as well. Now, I would be kind of pissed if I was one of their, wholesale customers that had an order in with them, and then all of a sudden, the price that I thought I was going to pay ended up being more. Especially, say, if I'm an FFL, and I think I'm getting Winchester white box at a certain price, and I know that I can sell it at that price. All of a sudden, I still have that order. It comes in after January 1st, but the order costs more. Now I have to price that Winchester ammo higher. And if there are other options available in the store that are now the same price, but are maybe more trusted ammo, is that Winchester going to actually sell? I mean, yeah, dude, all ammo is going to sell at some point. But you know what I mean? To me, that's a little bit shady. Now, I work in the construction industry, specifically selling lumber and building materials. So I am kind of used to this, unfortunately. It's not something that only happens with ammo. I mean, there are times that you order something, you think it's one price, and it ends up costing more. But generally, and I do say generally, most of the time, if you're quoted something, that is the price that you pay, even if the market changes a little bit. Usually a quoted price only lasts a certain amount of time because of, changing markets. But I do think that it's kind of shady that they're not gonna, hold up their end of what they quoted for back orders that might come in after January 1st, after this price increase. But what does this mean to you, the shooter, the consumer? I mean, maybe you're the FFLs. I mean, it means what it is. Ammo prices increase, now 5 to 10%. So say on a box, 20 round box of 5.56 that was $11.99, so it's a $12 box. Well, now it's going to be a $13 box, $13.50. So it's not a huge increase, a 50 round box of 9mm that might have cost, $13 is now going to be $15. So, I mean, it's not huge, but it does kind of put them into the next tier of ammo pricing. When I go to my gun store, they have many different brands priced at different prices, depending what brand it is, what grain weight it is, whether it's, defensive ammo, range ammo. But even among that range ammo, to be honest, with the amount that I shoot, I usually try to buy the cheapest thing that's there that's quality ammo. Now, does this mean to go rush out and buy as much Winchester ammo as you can before January 1st? I don't think so. I think that's what Winchester wants you to do. It's kind of what it looks like to me. I don't know if this email was even supposed to be seen by us, the ammo buying masses. It was probably went out to, their distributors and their retailers. But in this age of information and social media, they had to expect that everyone was going to see this because that's just what happens these days. And maybe that was on purpose. Maybe they are trying to get people to panic and buy as much ammo as they can before January 1st. Now, personally, I believe in buying as much ammo as you can all the time. So it is what it is. But I don't believe in, being coerced, being scared into buying ammo. I don't really like that. It is something that seems to happen in the gun industry specifically. We always have something that is a reason to get a gun now, get ammo now. I even did a video recently, 5 things to buy before the election. And I did mean all of those things, but also the whole point of the video is kind of tongue-in-cheek about panic buying is that, hopefully, if you're smart about this, if you've been a gun owner for any period of time, well, then you've seen these things and they are cyclical. And so you should know that the best thing to do is just to buy stuff over time and be prepared when these things do happen so that you don't end up kind of getting screwed. And by screwed, I mean paying 5 to 10% more for ammo. Really not that big a deal in the long run. But when those 5 to 10% increases happen, time after time after time, eventually ammo costs what it does now instead of what it cost 10 years ago. And that kind of sucks. I remember, 2020, 2021, I was still going shooting just as often as I am now, but it kind of stressed me out to go through a lot of ammo because it was just a lot more expensive. And we don't want that again. So luckily we haven't seen this from the other ammo manufacturers yet, but there's only really a couple of manufacturers that are like umbrellas with a bunch of brands underneath them. Winchester is Winchester and Browning, but like Federal, CCI, Blazer, like they're all one umbrella. And so if any of these, the big conglomerates have an ammo increase, a price increase, well, that increases pricing on a lot of your favorite ammo. So hopefully we don't see any more of this, but I did want to make sure that you guys were aware just because I keep seeing this thing popping up and it does look like it is going to be happening. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Make sure you subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. Let me know down in the comments what you think about all this. If you're already stocked up and you don't even have to worry about it, let me know that. If you're not, maybe go out and get some ammo. But again, like I said, no reason to panic. There is plenty on the shelves right now. From Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.